Hello, subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to, or not welcome back, rather. Welcome to the first part of my new EU4 series of Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 Extended Timeline Mod, Make America British Again. Now, a couple things I want to mention. One, for those of you who don't know, this is my attempt at a series that Shadow Fighter Pro had done, I believe, towards the end of 2016, early 2017, but I could be remembering wrong, so don't quote me on that. But yes, so, and he ended up needing to cancel that series, if I recall correctly, due to just general computer issues and then bad performance with the game itself, and then I think crashes as well. Just all those things together resulted in the series getting canceled, if I recall correctly. I know he was having computer issues back then. But yes, second thing I want to mention, on the off chance there's anybody who's going to get offended by the sheer fact that I am playing as Britain and invading the US, all I'm going to say is this: don't watch the fucking series if it offends you. It's that simple. In fact, it does more for you to not watch the series, or it has a greater effect if you don't watch the series than if you go to watch the video just to complain. It's literally that simple. So, if you're going to complain, just don't watch the series. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Wait for it to load. There we go. And yeah, don't bother showing this again. I don't really care. Now, first mission. Out of curiosity, where exactly do we stand on that? Yeah, good fucking luck there, game. I'm not going to build a total of 163 heavy ships. Especially not right now. So I'll just go and say I want a foothold on the Swahili coast. Is that really going to happen? No. Let's go ahead and set up the Indian Trade Company and standardize uniforms, because why the hell not? And fill this up with offensive ideas and autocracy. Now I don't care to do that. I don't care to do that. We will leave the EU eventually, but not right away. Main reason being that okay, that seems a little bit weird, but whatever. Main reason being that, as it stands right now, it is actually not possible for members of the EU to declare war on one another. And guess what I want to avoid? Needing to fight the other members of the EU, because they, one, are fairly numerous, but two, they're also a pain in the ass. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell Sweden, Norway, and Denmark I want to be their friends, because I can have royal marriages with all of them. No, not with Iceland. And we'll just go with native repression. And we're going to go ahead and have our first war, when we do end up declaring war, be against you. Now, let's go ahead and set up our army template. I'm just going to use what the game has already established for us here. For the most part, it'll do fine, and we can expand and make it more efficient later. But in my test run, it worked out perfectly fine for beating the crap out of African nations. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to make your necessary changes. You, I'm going to actually... You know, I think I'll keep you. I'll just have you conform later when I have the manpower, which is going to take a little while. Okay. Now, should be noted, this is being established many, many years after the fact game. Let's just realize this. Created 2 years after its Dutch equivalent. Yes, if the Dutch made it in 2015. I can guarantee you they did not make an East India Trade Company in 2015. The English East India Company had a difficult start. Its first trade ports in Moluccas and Indonesia were soon overwhelmed and closed by the Dutch, and activity concentrated in India. It is there that she would know its greatest success, from a small trading ventures of harbor factories to the large Indian empire built by Warren Hastings and Robert Clive that would control most of the Indian subcontinent. The company would outlast all of its competitors and would only be taken over by the British government in 1867 in the wake of the Great Sepoy Revolt of 1857. We'll exploit this. I get some money. Now, first things first. Brazil and Indonesia, I'm going to go ahead and rival the both of you because that's fine. I wanted to also go ahead and see if I could hire somebody decent, and sadly that's not going to be the case, but I need people in here. So I will take literally anybody, even if you're not exactly what I want. Now, let's go ahead and build some training fields. Now, I want you to go ahead and patrol here. I mean, I could send you all the way to the Caribbean, but that is a long-ass way away. So we're not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you to go ahead and continue patrolling here in the English Channel. You're not going to be as useful as you could be, but it's good enough. Now, I need to get you up. It'd probably be a good idea if I keep the game speed up. And a bunch of nations entering golden eras because they already meet 3 of the requirements. We only meet 2, and we're going to lose this one once we expand into Africa. Now, one thing I want to go and mention is I do have a mod running to disable colonial nations. The main reason being, I figure at this point in time, we don't really need colonial nations as much because it's very easy to communicate across the ocean. So, like I said, I have colonial nations disabled for this series because it just doesn't make much sense to me to have them. Oh yes, I do need to go ahead and actually get more seats in Parliament, so let's go ahead and do that. You need 1 more? No, you need 2 more actually. Sure, fine. And let's go ahead and I guess just go with... I don't think any of these are particularly useful. We'll reduce trade regulations. I'll lose 20 prestige if it fails, so I don't really want that. So I'll grant Essex some local autonomy. I'll spend some military power on that. And there we go. Now let's go back into here because I need these. I also... oh. Yes, I also meant to go ahead and queue you up. A number of these. I need you to get to at least 53 transports. I'm probably just going to have you go to 55. Just so that I can have some spares. There we go. And get the game up to 4 speed. Let those guys do their thing. Now we do have some colonies in South Georgia and St. Helena. I do feel as though it's a little bit weird that we have those colonies right now. And our leader just died. Let's go ahead and boost stability a little. And game again. No, we're not going to leave the EU right this second. I don't think it's a particularly grand idea for us to do that. Because I need to be able to keep these guys off my back, at least for the meantime. Norway wants an alliance, sure. Let's get a royal marriage. Okay, Sweden is going to be upset at me for having an alliance, I presume, with Norway. Yes, Sweden is rivaling Norway, so they're upset. They said, how dare you pick sides, Britain? We thought you would side with us if you were going to do that. I don't know why they thought I would do that, but whatever. Saudi Arabia was, I think, just invading somebody. Yeah. Okay. They are invading Eritrea and Kenya. Now, why we would invade Eritrea before invading Yemen, I don't know. If I was Saudi Arabia, I would have invaded Yemen first and then invaded Eritrea. Well, you would have had to fight Iran. Well, Palestine's not going to help you. You should probably have gone on alliance with Turkey. But you would have had to actually declare the war on Iran then to get Turkey to be willing to join, more than likely. Never mind then. It doesn't really matter what you would have done. You would have gotten the best results necessarily. And just build more of those training fields because we need all the manpower we can get. I mean, we'll gain quite a bit once we start conquering Africa. Because, yes, effectively we're going to have to do an old world reconquest before we can do an actual invasion of the US. Just because it's going to require a large navy to transport the necessary troops across. And, you know, I'll just let you play all those songs. Okay, you're done. Now you're going to take a while to conform. I need quite a lot more manpower. Oh, poor copper. Do we really need that? Well, I guess we need it for the electronics. But besides that, let's go ahead and build more of those. Yeah. We're not looking at 5,000 gains anymore there, so let's just build more railroads. Now, I'm guessing other people had similar complaints that I had when I was running my Roma Invicta series, where cathedrals were basically just temples. They were no better. They were more expensive. They did nothing better than a temple. Yeah, that's changed now. So cathedrals now actually are, to a degree, better than temples. They do a little bit more local unrest and local missionary strength. Admittedly, local missionary strength is worthless to us because we are secular. So we have literally no problems whatsoever with other religions. So, yeah, that doesn't help us. And I think that's it in terms of changes. Actually, no, I think railroads, I think they used to have institutions spread at the same level of highways. I think that's changed now as well. Now, there's no real reason to bother with forts. They're basically worthless. I mean, I could upgrade the fort here in London. It will do us literally no good whatsoever, but we could do it nonetheless, just for the sole purpose of having something else there to help. But like I said, there's really no point. Yeah, you're still waiting on the manpower. I'm still waiting for you to finish building all your boats. And sadly, I don't think you built them as optimally as you could have. Considering you have this entire coastline to build them, I think you're only building them in a handful of provinces. Yeah, you're basically just building them up along this coastline, ignoring the other rest of the country that you could be using. But whatever, game. It's going to build railroads. They're not really going to help us too much here in the British Isles, but whatever. Now, this mod doesn't have the crashing issues that I was having with Imperium Universalis, and so as a result of that, these episodes will be an hour long. Unless me recording somehow causes it to crash, but I hope that's not going to be the case. because that would actually be really annoying. A bunch of countries joining the EU, mostly minor countries in the Balkans and that general region. If we pull this up, in theory, Bosnia and Herzegovina will probably join, same with Serbia and Kosovo and Albania. Hell, Turkey could join if they feel so inclined. I think they're set up to not want to join, but they can still technically do it. There we go. Kosovo just joined. These railroads would definitely be helpful, though, in Africa. But I do want to have them here just for that little bit of a bonus, too. There goes Norway joining now. New European leader, Germany. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to be in the EU for too long. It's mostly just to keep people off our backs while we expand in Africa, at least for a little while. Oh, there we go, we hit 20. Now you do have a number of allies, more than you did when I did my test run, but whatever. They're all pretty crappy anyway. Let's go ahead and get a leader here. And a leader there. Those are some really shitty leaders, but they'll get better if I decide to do drills, which we probably will eventually. You're still missing the necessary manpower. A couple of people just got nationalism. And should we know, the US will probably be invading some Caribbean countries, for anyone curious. That's what happened in my test. Oh. And China just declared war on Taiwan. Wait. What the hell, Taiwan? An alliance with North Korea? I would have done with South Korea, personally. Other than again, South Korea is allied with Russia. One second. Oh, I really wish these random fucking numbers would stop calling. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, if I was Taiwan, I would have gone for South Korea, personally. Then again, South Korea is allied with Russia. Although, actually, yeah, I definitely would have gone for the alliance with Russia if given the opportunity. Because North Korea is not going to do you any good. In fact, they're just going to get annexed. We're not going to get a united Korea unless you consider a Korea ruled by China to be united. Because that's, realistically speaking, going to be the case. There's no way that's going to happen. I'll be fine without the manpower. I don't want to lose army professionalism. There we go, that's done. You're still missing ships. I'm going to keep it to 5 speed. We need to get these transports out of the way quickly. Oh yes, that reminds me. Set you to best guess. See, there's no reason for me to refuse it because I actually lose stuff if I refuse it, so I say always grant those, even if you don't really want to. Serbia has now joined the EU. There we go. If I get an alliance with you, now you'll be fine. Because Norway's a member of the EU, you're not allowed to be rivaled with them. Because you're not allowed to attack them, either. I need one more ally. The Dutch have an issue with us, because apparently we were at war. Yes, a couple hundred years ago, sure. Iceland is close, but not quite. I don't really care for Portugal. You know what? Poland, you're probably not a terrible ally, so I'll go with you. Now, I could go and start a golden era. You know, it lasts 50 years, so it's probably not a bad idea. But it can only be enacted once. Huh. Yeah, you know what? No. No, we're not going to enact it just this second. It's not even really going to give us a kickstart either. I need fusion reactors. If I get some fusion reactors, that'll help us. Are you done? No, you're still missing one. At least it's being built in London, so you're not going to have to go very far. What is it now? Ah, construct a nuclear weapon. Sure. That gives us a plus 5% to morale of all armies, along with a plus 0.5 yearly prestige. Permanently. So, that's a nice thing. Yeah, you have a ways to go. Let's go ahead and ship you down here. Your allies are still the same. Sadly, you're not allied with Cape Verde like you were in my test run. They're allied with Morocco. That's fine. Oh yes, that reminds me. Let's go ahead and mothball you guys for a little bit extra cash. Okay, you've arrived. So I'm gonna have to... Whoops. I'm gonna have to fight Niger. I'm not going to fight Gambia, but I'm going to fight Mali. So, I'm going to need to fight this right here. Along with you. Again, it'll be fine. They are very small armies, for anyone curious. Oh, we got a bonus light ship. We just got an air. I'll take an increase to recruitment time. That's fine with me. It doesn't really hurt me much. I am going to go ahead and split the army, though. You might be thinking, are you sure that's a great idea? Yes. My experience has been that these guys have very, very small armies. I think Mali having one of the largest at, yeah, 20k. Now, personally, I'm going to try and take as much in this war as I possibly can. No game, I don't care to construct more nuclear weapons because I don't really need to. Are you going to give me what I want? No. Okay then. War's not over yet. The war ends when I get what I want. Now, Niger. Feel free to back out at any time. Same with you. In fact, I could probably blockade you. Now, yeah, they're going to try and retake the stuff that I'm occupying up there, but that doesn't really matter too much. Because I don't need to actually own that stuff in particular. You know what, let's actually just take the forts real quick. Our leader just died. We now have a regency. Spain declared us... Wait! Spain declared us a rival. Spain left the EU. Okay. Great job, Spain. Probably wasn't in your best interest. Because now I can declare war on you, and for the most part, no one would complain. You probably should have thought that through a little bit better. Go ahead and crush the army of Mali. War exhaustion's a little high. I assume partly just because I'm fighting so many nations at once, more than anything else. No, but if Niger wants to leave, they can. And, oh. Okay, the guy down there just got annexed by Senegal. Okay, game, I don't need you to constantly remind me that I construct more nuclear weapons. As far as I understand, that's not a stacking bonus, so I don't really care. I think I can probably safely split my army up again. So we're going to do that in just a moment. And give you back a general. Niger, you can leave at any time. It's not a joke. I don't really care to take anything from you in particular. Mostly because it stands right now, I wouldn't be able to take anything from you. Though I can certainly take stuff from Mali, which is what I plan to do. So it's important to me that Mali stays in the war until the very end. No, go take the damn fort back. You go take Timbuktu. I'll take manpower, thank you very much. God, that's hideous. Okay, give me 1 second, guys, because that is some ugly-ass borders. Holy crap. Can I please take... No, I can't take that. That would make the borders look so much nicer, game, if I could take that. Ah. I mean, it's still pretty hideous looking, but you know what? It's a little bit more palatable. And let's go ahead. I need to core the coastline first. Let's go ahead and get morale of armies. Mothball the forts. Libya is being invaded by Chad. No, go back. Both of you go up there. Actually... The hell are you guys? How the hell did you already spawn, might I ask? Yeah, we'll rival Spain. And you know, screw it, we'll go with Mexico. Where the hell are you guys going? Oh, Spain has now decided to take over parts of Morocco. Okay, Spain. Whatever you say. There we go. Segu, that's the one I was looking for. Okay, more places are demanding seats in Parliament. I don't really care to give it to them, but I don't care to lose stuff as a result, so... I'll give them seats in Parliament. Build me a bunch of those, and let's build some reactors. Now, Spain, who are your friends? Haiti and the Dominican... Wow, you really don't have any good friends. I want you to realize this. Let's get some more reactors. Rebels have crossed their borders, but don't worry, they're leaving, at least from the looks of it. No, they're not leaving, you bastards. You were content to leave my borders before, now you say, never mind, we were just kidding. Oh, did you just get something with... You did just make an alliance with Germany. What the hell, Germany? You're supposed to be all pissed off about Spain leaving the EU. Because now this means that if you were to go and actually form the EU as a united country, you'd end up with a block between Portugal and the rest of the EU. Now, I would love it if Ireland left. I just want to go ahead and mention that. If Ireland were to leave the EU, that would be grand. Is it going to happen? Certainly not anytime soon. So, yeah, like I said, we were going to lose the internet one. It was guaranteed. Because, well, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Down here, if I go to the internet, yeah, down here, there is very few countries that actually have, well, the internet embraced as an institution. And so because of that, we were going to lose that. But don't worry, we'll be spreading the internet to the rest of Africa as time goes on. Both through peace and war. And because I have a lot of these places building railroads now, I gotta wait for the railroads to finish before I can actually core them. There we go. Now, hopefully I won't have a situation that occurred in my test game where I ended up getting a whole new family in charge, which basically killed my legitimacy. Which is bad because that ended up resulting in me getting ticking stuff towards a civil war. Let's go ahead and give these guys some more autonomy, just to keep them from getting pissed off. Senegal, who are your allies? Mali and those guys. Well, I'll have to fight Mali again, but you know what? I don't really care. That's fine with me. Now you go up to the English Channel and help them up there. Are you ready? No. Come on, game. I don't have all day. I need these guys to... I need to be able to get another army up, game. Whoops. Just kicked my desk on accident. Or the drawer under my desk, rather. Yeah, I assume because North Korea doesn't exist anymore, right, game? No, they do. Wait. South Korea, did you declare war on North Korea? And then leave them with one province because maybe you couldn't take it, I'm guessing. Oh. Wait, what? Or did China demand that North Korea give up its territory to South Korea, resulting in a united Korea minus one province? I don't actually know what happened there. But yeah, so now we have a united Korea under South Korea. I know it's under South Korea because North Korea exists with a single province. Lower that just for a little bit extra cash. Still waiting on more manpower. Yeah, we don't gain a whole lot of manpower. Our manpower recovery speed is really, really bad. We sadly don't have our Rome stuff that I had, where there was just a whole bunch of things stacking to give me manpower recovery speed. I don't know what the game... Oh, well, yeah, never mind. You need all of the infantry and artillery, so yeah, that's going to take you a while. You need like 46,000, so we'll go with 47,000. Okay, European debate. I don't believe the game asked me about European debate. When am I going to get asked, game? Or are you just going to forget about my existence? Because, you know, I'm still a member of the EU. I didn't get kicked out or anything. If I'm going to get kicked out, it has to wait until after I have done something to piss off the rest of Europe. Because that can happen. I have gotten kicked out of the EU when playing as an EU member. Typically it happens when you decide to become a fascist dictatorship. Apparently they don't like that. So, yes, for anyone curious as to how to get kicked out of the EU, just become a fascist dictatorship. They will more than gladly kick you out. Well, let's kick the game down to 4-speed. Debate ended. Stability cost. Yippee! Again, game, I don't recall you asking me how I felt about that. Granted, you also don't tell me what it is what reforms it is that I'm voting on, because it doesn't actually have the actual HRE mechanic down here. So that ain't helpful. You know, I miss playing as Rome and making ridiculous amounts of money. Ugh. Fine, I'll lose basically all the money I stockpiled to try and build another reactor. Just so I don't have to lose more army professionalism. Oh, of course we lose some production efficiency now as a result. Thanks, game. That's exactly what I was looking for. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and tell both my armies here to start doing drills. Our royal marriage with you is over. Let's fix that. Now, I would love it if I could get a PU over U3. Oh, that would be glorious if I could get a PU over Scandinavia. Oh yes, and Finland has actually been pretty much annihilated. So, Russia's back to their old tricks of invading Scandinavia. Is anyone really surprised? Probably not. Oh, Singal. You are ready. I think somebody broke their lines with you. but I could be wrong about that. Let's go with police state. Need to keep that unrest down. You're almost ready. You know, I find it weird that more provinces decreases manpower recovery. I feel as though that's just off. You know, with you, I'm just gonna disband you. There you go. That'll give me 3 armies. Yeah, stop drilling. You guys got, yeah, basically nothing done. Okay. And you. Mali's not going to join. They said, nope, we lost before. We're in pretty significant debt. We're going to stay out of this. That's fine with me, Mali. I'll just deal with you later. Let's get our ships out here to help us. And obviously I'm going to be taking a lot more than that. But that's just the first step. Whoops. Something was disgraceful, I don't know what. You know, I'm probably just going to annex you in your entirety. There's no reason for me not to. So let's go ahead and do that. Could result in, well, basically just Mali joining a coalition, because these guys are dead after this. Yeah, you know, let's just go ahead and end the war. I have no reason to go and kill their armies, because I can take everything I want now, along with a little bit of cash. Would I be able to take more money if I specifically pieced you out separately? I get 47 from you. Yes, I would be able to technically get more cash, but it's basically nothing, so never mind. I'm not going to go through the steps of doing that. Of making 2 separate pieces with these countries just so I can get a couple extra ducats. Oh, I forgot to go and send a merchant out. Holy crap. Especially since also some of you merchants are set to collect from trade. Don't collect, transfer it, please. Sure, you can push it down south and then up. I guess that probably is better if I want to get it to the English Channel as quickly as possible without it passing through other nodes. Now I need to go and kill these rebels. Okay, what the hell are you doing? I am trying to find out where the hell you're going. I really am. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, you're going there. Okay, game. See, that's just weird. That really is. Okay, now, yes, there's a decent province here that you guys can go to and not suffer attrition. Wonderful. And for some reason, Gambia is having a ton of supply limit. I don't know why. Because it's grasslands compared to savannas around it, I guess. Oops, and I've got some corruption now because I kind of forgot to do some things. I'll take land maintenance if you don't mind, game. Diplo power. We already got some corruption, so we'll just ignore it temporarily. I'll bribe you, give you some military support, and done. That also makes our army a little bit cheaper to maintain for the next 10 years. Now, Mali, who are your other allies? Ivory Coast and Nigeria. So there's the Ivory Coast. They're allied also with Benin. You have no friends, but your independence is guaranteed by the Ivory Coast. And you know what? That'll get my war with you. And actually, since I can actually set up shop down there, let's go and neighbor Sierra Leone. Spain is sowing discontent. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to send somebody to counter-espionage them. The U.S. has a new president, Charles Hood. Is any good? No, 411. Estonia and China are trading map. China, what the hell do you not know about? It is 2028. You should know about the entire world already. Okay, there we go. Now these cores are finishing up. Get me railroads. It's vital so I can get my troops around quickly, because Africa is a large place. Who'd have thought? And while this mod did nerf the amount of territory that you can turn into states, and when I say nerf, I mean it used to be a whole hell of a lot higher than 43. Yeah, you know, let's go for the mass draft with financial incentive, because that's extra base manpower in that province, which is helpful. Oh, and now I need another seat in Parliament. Let's give it to Cornwall. These places will probably eventually get seats, but I'm going to prioritize giving seats to the home country. Gibraltar will also probably get it before Africa does, if we're going to be completely honest. Okay. Now, do I have anybody here who gives me... No, of course not. I was hopeful I'd have somebody that gives me bonus to spy network construction, but sadly that's not the case. Oh, yes, you need something there. Agricultural policy. Ooh, I gain power of the... I don't really want the EU to gain more power, game. Let's be completely honest here. I really don't. Also, I don't know what the hell change power of the European Union with 5 means, because, quite frankly, I've never really played the modern start with the extended timeline mods. I don't really know how that works. This is bizarre, but interesting. I don't need a advisor that's 50% cheaper, but is only a skill level of 2. I'd rather pay for an advisor that I don't care for at skill level 3, if I'm going to be completely honest. That's just a whole lot more useful for me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I do have some separatists. I could deal with that if I were to actually remember to, after a war, go into here and raise legitimacy, or not legitimacy, but local autonomy. That helps to deal with the rebels quite nicely, in fact. Now, I think I'll end this part with one quick war against Sierra Leone. Out of curiosity, are you really going to join? You would actually join. I was hopeful you were guaranteeing their independence, but would not actually go through with it. Why the hell would I want to do that, Ivory Coast? You can clearly see I'm going around conquering all the little guys in Africa as quickly as possible. Yeah, I've got 40 undeveloped, or as I would actually have labeled this, underdeveloped. Because they're not realistically undeveloped, they're just definitely underdeveloped. Poland, what the hell? I think I'm going to go for the technology cost decrease. Thank you very much, game. Apparently, I could have gone for European diplomacy. I guess it's set up to not actually be unique to a united EU. It's set up to be for any European nation, or maybe just anybody who's a member of the EU. I actually don't know. I still don't think it's particularly useful. Well, that's not true, actually. I guess it would be useful. You want to keep people off your backs. But the easiest way to keep people off your backs is just to have a really big army. That's just the way Paradox games work. That's just the way Paradox games work. Is to just always have a much larger army than your neighbor. When I say your neighbor, I mean the rest of the world. If I look at this, army total, we are in the top 10. In fact, we are number 7. We could be larger, and we most certainly will be. We are beat out by Germany. Not by much, though. And out of curiosity, when it comes to general professionalism, who's the best? It certainly isn't going to be us. Yeah, not surprised. Who has the best discipline? Poland has the best discipline. Followed by France. I find that funny. Morale, yeah, we're up there. Siege ability. Nicaragua has some pretty decent siege ability, which is very weird. Defensiveness, Zimbabwe is the best. Professionalism, yeah, Latvia. Tradition, Afghanistan. Sure, game, whatever you say. Now, when you say tradition, what the hell does that mean? Yeah, okay, army tradition. Yes, that's what I thought. But I was curious if maybe I was missing something. They added in some extra mechanic somewhere. Oh yes, the army up here. I don't know what. See, I know the game does this for your own safety, but it actually tells these guys to stop drilling once a war starts. I forget to tell them to continue doing it. I need them to keep doing it so I can raise my army professionalism. Specifically, this army professionalism, not the army drill of the individual armies. Here we go, Sierra Leone. Let's go ahead. Wait. Now I can declare war. Damn it. Now I can declare war on Sierra Leone. Let's go ahead and deal with them. Let's go back up here. Tell you guys to get back to drilling. I'm going to send you to blockade the Ivory Coast. Wait, what? Oh shit. Austria invaded Switzerland. I think they're looking for that Nazi gold. Now let's go and see if we can kill the army here. Yeah, competition's good for everyone. And split your army. And obviously we'll be annexing the entirety of the Ivory Coast as well. Because there's no reason for me not to. Go to the Grain Coast, which does actually have grain. That's important. It'd be weird if the Grain Coast didn't have grain. No. Wait. Russia did something. Oh, really, Russia? You're gonna be buddies with Norway? I don't want you to be buddies with Norway. Because you and me are not gonna get along. Also, I'm surprised you haven't gone and tried to reform the USSR. Last time I played the modern start date of the extended timeline mod, I played as the US, and Russia obviously decided to go and reform the USSR. And that was ages ago, so I don't know if the mod creator changed something in their AI at some point to make it so that they don't want to do that. Let's see, Mali and Burkina Faso. Who the hell are you? Oh, you. Yeah, no, you guys aren't really a big deal, so. Feel free to try and make a coalition out of the two of you. I'll just beat the shit out of it, like I used to do as Rome. It's been a while since I had to beat the crap out of a coalition. And I'm going to end this part once we've dealt with these rebels real quick. Now, where's a good place for you guys to set up shop? I prefer it be neighboring my enemies, but I can do with it being on the coastline. But like I said, I would have preferred if it was neighboring Mali. And you guys just keep on making more army professionalism. Yes, our army is grand, but that decreases the cost of different things. I actually prefer if it did. Ireland, I'm surprised you don't have any friends. In my chess game, you went and became buddies with the Netherlands. Or no, it was Belgium. You became friends with Belgium. So how's the EU doing? Sizable. I am half surprised that they haven't. That Germany, well, does Germany still have that mechanic? I don't know, actually. I really don't. I think they do. Or at least I would think they do. But maybe they don't. For those of you curious, I'm talking about the ability to demand imperial lands back from members or people that aren't a member of the EU. Because that's something the HRE was doing to me a ton when I was reforming Rome in my Roma Invicta series. I don't know if Germany still has that mechanic. I would think they do, because it's a diplomatic mechanic, not an actual HRE thing down here. So I would have expected Germany to be telling Russia to give back Finland to, well, Germany, because I'm pretty sure it goes to the emperor of the HRE rather than the nation that owned it originally. Even if that nation still exists like Finland does. Okay, well, we are at the 58-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. Next part, we will be continuing our conquests of Africa, because Africa is the easiest place to conquer. We may or may not end up invading Brazil much sooner than I would have originally planned to, partly because, well, Brazil's actually should be pretty easy to beat. I would probably need a second navy, but yeah, we could do it. I am hopeful that eventually Ireland will decide to leave the EU, because if they do, that'll be wonderful for me, because then I can go ahead and beat the crap out of them and conquer all of Ireland, or at least most of it. They'll probably be left with a couple of provinces to avoid. Well, no, if you leave the EU, these guys wouldn't really care if I invaded you. But if I leave the EU and then invade you, then they will complain. So Ireland, please leave the EU. Please, just spare me the trouble and just leave the EU so I can invade you without these guys caring. And next part, we'll probably be leaving the EU ourselves nonetheless, because there's no reason for us to really stay in it. eventually, because I don't want to get caught up in still being in it when Germany decides to try and vassalize everybody in the EU. And then the next step after that is actual unification. Yeah. So because Germany has the option to basically take away, well, the leader of the EU, which is typically always Germany, in my experience, has the option to go and demand that everybody else in the EU basically gives up their autonomy. They all effectively become vassals of a hidden nation up here that's called the EU. Because yes, for those that don't know, the EU is an actual country that actually already exists in this start date, if I recall correctly. Or okay, I guess they don't exist yet. Maybe they spawn via event. I don't know, because yeah, I'm not seeing them up here. But yeah, I know the EU is an actual country. It just, I guess, doesn't exist yet until Germany, or the leader of the EU, basically tells everyone to give up their autonomy. I don't want to be in it when that happens, because I don't know if I can leave when that happens. So, like I said, next part we'll probably end up leaving the EU, just to make sure we're not there when these guys are all forced to give up their autonomy. Spain's going to get lucky, they're not going to be needing to deal with it. But they're buddies with Germany, which is annoying. We're going to have to beat the crap out of Germany at some point, just for the hell of it. Turkey, could we be friends? We probably could be. I'm allied to your rival. Who's your... Oh, Poland. Whatever. Okay, that's going to be it for this part, though, like I said. So I'll see you all in the next part, but until then, goodbye and farewell.